Hi everyone, sorry it's been so long since our last tutorial. The reason that I haven't been making tutorials is because I bought a cello, and I've been playing the cello a lot. It's also made me realize that an important part of learning an instrument is your fingering. Yeah, it's really important. So a lot of you are asking me questions about how do I start accordion, what's the best way of learning. My recommendation is obviously to get a teacher. But for the accordion specifically, my recommendation is to get a piano teacher, at least to learn the right hand of the accordion. The left hand is obviously very important. I think the left hand is easier to learn. One of my first videos was about the left hand bass system and how to use your left hand. And I think a lot of you get that. The sort of the simple oompa pattern. What I want to cover today, and I think in future tutorials, is how to use your left hand, your right hand, specifically to give each finger a number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then during my tutorials to say which fingers I'm using. I typically say thumb and reach over with your middle finger, but the idea is to get your right hand playing smoothly. I'm not sure if you know, but if you don't come from a piano background, there are certain ways of moving your fingers. So if I'm going to play the C major scale, or just to move my hand along all the white keys, that was terrible, but you get the idea that the hand moves kind of freely. It can jump around a lot. So, I'm not sure what the point of the tutorial is, but I'm just going to play a melody in E major, and just notice my fingers. The idea is that I should always have room to go to the next part of the song. So if my pinky is on my E, and I know that I need to move up to the G sharp, for example, there we go. If my pinky is on E and I need to move up to the G sharp, I'll have to move at least a few fingers. The idea is that if I'm on E, that's really tough to do if I'm just playing with my pinky, meaning I've reached my limit of my fingers. So what I would do is, so my hand sort of jumps to the keys that I need to go to. So I'm not going to leave my pinky on the E. I right away start moving the rest of my fingers, and it's a kind of a slight jumping motion. My finger's still on E, but the rest of my hand comes up here, and all of a sudden my thumb is on E. So actually let's use it down here because it's easier to see. So, or, and then instead of finishing with my thumb on the A, for example, because I need to start moving down here, I moved to it with my middle finger. And obviously it's very important with two fingers if I decide to play. So yeah, if I need to go up and I'm already using my two last fingers, I'm not going to move up like that necessarily. I might bring the rest of my hands up. So I'm not sure how useful this tutorial is, but let me know if it is useful and I'll cover more right hand technique. What I would suggest to anyone starting out, or to anyone who wants to get better with a right hand technique, is to watch piano players or to watch some piano tutorials. Remember, piano is just an accordion done horizontally rather than vertical. But the switch should be really easy to do. Yeah, and look out for cello videos in the next year or so.